I talked to you about that breaking news before the break. We are just learning that a judge has denied another one of rapper Sean Diddy Combs' requests to be released on bail. Remember, he's behind bars at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, waiting for his trial to get started next year in May. He's been detained for 2 months on charges of trafficking and racketeering, which he's pled not guilty to. Chloe Malas is following this for us. We were waiting for this decision. We got it in now. What do we know?
All right. Well, it's 5 pages, and the takeaway here is that the judge is saying that no condition or combination of conditions will reasonably assure the safety of the community. And that was what New York prosecutors were saying. I was in court twice last week, and I listened to these prosecutors say that he was a danger to the community. And they showed that video, that surveillance video of him from 2016, brutally beating his then girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, saying that he has a propensity to violence, and that alone is a reason why we cannot agree to the proposed bail package. Now, his team had offered $50 million, a home of his in Miami as collateral, and they said that he would live in an apartment on Manhattan's Upper East Side.
What if the person you thought you knew, the one who built an empire in music and entertainment, had a trail of secrets that could shatter their legacy? That's exactly what happened when the judge overseeing Diddy's case laid everything bare in the courtroom. This wasn't just another hearing, it was a moment of reckoning, with every detail about Diddy's alleged crimes exposed for the world to see. From accusations of bribery and money laundering to allegations of coercion, intimidation, and even violent threats, the judge's bold statements have turned the spotlight on a side of Diddy that many never imagined. These aren't just minor allegations. They're claims that could redefine how we see one of the most powerful figures in hip-hop. But what exactly did the judge reveal that has everyone talking? How do these allegations connect to the infamous parties, the chilling accounts of witness tampering, and the shocking accusations from people like Cassie and others? And more importantly, could this trial finally bring accountability to a world where power often shields the truth? Stay with us as we uncover every explosive revelation from the courtroom, piece together the implications of these accusations, and explore how this case might not just change Diddy's life, but reshape the entire entertainment industry. You won't want to miss a second of this deep dive into the secrets and scandals that are finally coming to light.
Both sides in the Sean Diddy Combs case have until today to give answers for how the music mogul has been communicating from jail. Combs appearing in court last Friday seeking bail while he awaits trial. He's been held at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn since September. Mills Hayes is back now with more. Mills, why exactly has Diddy's bail decision been delayed?
Hey, good morning, Nick. Well, the judge requesting more information on Diddy's communication while in jail after allegations of unauthorized contact with witnesses. This is video of Diddy's family arriving to court for last Friday's hearing.
The judge's explosive remarks, Diddy's crimes laid bare. The courtroom fell silent as the presiding judge in Diddy's case delivered a series of scathing remarks that left everyone stunned. In an unusually direct statement, the judge openly criticized Diddy's alleged attempts to manipulate the justice system and maintain control over witnesses. These comments marked a turning point, shedding light on the darker side of the entertainment industry and highlighting the importance of accountability, even for the most powerful figures.
All right, in just a few hours, Sean Diddy Combs will be back in court with yet another push to be released as he awaits trial on his trafficking and racketeering charges. The music mogul has been behind bars since September. And Fox 5's Lisa Evers is live in Lower Manhattan with what we can expect from today's bail hearing. Lisa.
Well, Bianca, we're here at federal court, and once again, Diddy's lawyers are going before a federal judge to try to convince him that the incarcerated music mogul deserves bail. It's been denied twice because prosecutors successfully argued that he was a flight risk as well as a threat and danger to the community. But now his defense team is taking aim with a new strategy. Sean Diddy Combs has been behind bars at the Metropolitan Detention Center for just over 2 months now. His lawyers are now saying that his continued lockdown there at MDC will jeopardize his right to a fair trial. They're also accusing prosecutors of painting a false picture of him, essentially destroying his life, and will argue that the only way for him to get his reputation back is to...
Central to the judge's remarks was the pattern of obstruction and coercion allegedly orchestrated by Diddy over the years. The court heard about incidents where Diddy was accused of leveraging his wealth and influence to intimidate victims and tamper with witnesses. The judge emphasized that this pattern wasn't isolated. Rather, it represented a consistent effort to undermine the legal process. This case is about more than one man. It's about the abuse of power, the judge declared, setting a serious tone for the proceedings. These statements didn't just call out Diddy's alleged behavior. They set the stage for a trial that could redefine how the justice system handles celebrity privilege. As more revelations come to light, the public is left grappling with the question: what exactly did the judge reveal that left the courtroom in shock? And what does this mean for the trial moving forward? Allegations of bribes and money laundering. At the core of the allegations against Diddy is a troubling narrative about how he used his wealth as both a shield and a weapon. Prosecutors claim that for years, Diddy relied on financial payoffs, bribes, and even money laundering schemes to silence his accusers, suppress damaging evidence, and ensure loyalty from those within his circle. These claims, if proven, expose a deeply calculated strategy to escape accountability.
Now bring in trial attorney Mercedes Colwin for more. Mercedes, it's always good to see you. The U.S. Attorney in Manhattan said late last night he expects to move to unseal this indictment this morning. What do you expect to be within this indictment?
Great to be on with you as always, Mark, and welcome back.
Thank you.
This is really going to be a big issue for a lot of us that have been watching this very carefully since those raids, as you've mentioned earlier. It is going to be likely this trafficking issues. There might be issues regarding money laundering. And really, because when you're talking about trafficking, it's more of a criminal enterprise. It's much broader than this assaults. Those assaults are prosecuted at a local level. When the federal prosecutors are involved, it becomes much broader. And you can certainly bet that there have been a lot of cooperating witnesses along the way. And one thing to look at are the civil lawsuits that provide a lot of those types of allegations. When you comb through those civil lawsuits, and there are a multitude of them.
Reports suggest that Diddy funneled millions of dollars through shell companies and questionable business dealings, creating a network of enablers willing to turn a blind eye. Financial analysts who have examined Diddy's empire argue that these funds often served dual purposes: protecting his public image and securing the silence of those who might threaten his reputation. Money talks, and in Diddy's case, it seems to have spoken louder than the law, said one investigator. The implications of these financial allegations extend beyond Diddy himself. They raise questions about how wealth can corrupt systems meant to uphold justice and how the music industry may have been complicit in allowing such behavior. The public is left asking, how has Diddy allegedly used his financial power to shield himself from legal consequences, and who else might have been involved? Attempts to unalive. The dark side of power. Perhaps the most chilling allegations against Diddy involve claims that he orchestrated attempts on the lives of rivals and associates. These accusations, which have surfaced through testimonies and investigative findings, paint a picture of a man willing to go to extraordinary lengths to protect his empire. Prosecutors have linked Diddy to violent incidents, including car bombings and acts of arson, allegedly designed to intimidate or silence those who crossed him.
In our law and justice lead, another shocking turn in the case of Sean Diddy Combs. Prosecutors, as you know, say that the music mogul committed some unspeakable acts, and now they're saying that he's engaging in witness tampering from behind bars. How do they know that? Well, through evidence that Diddy's attorneys say the feds should never have been able to obtain. They are accusing federal prosecutors of what they call outrageous misconduct. Personal notes that allegedly contain attorney-client defense strategies, were seized from Diddy's New York jail cell. Combs' legal team calls that search a violation of his constitutional rights, and they're demanding an evidentiary hearing. Not so fast, though. Prosecutors defend the seizure. They say the notes were obtained during a nationwide, pre-planned sweep of multiple prison facilities. They claim the notes were reviewed by a filter team, someone not involved in the case, to remove privileged materials before they were turned over to prosecutors. Now, prosecutors are arguing the notes that they got contain evidence that Diddy may have tried to influence witnesses, alleging that he paid a witness after making a public statement. Diddy's team strongly denies these allegations. This development comes as Diddy, who has pleaded not guilty to trafficking, racketeering, and related charges, is set to appear in court Friday This would be his third attempt to be released on bond. The case is now raising serious questions about due process and pretrial detainee rights. To clear up some of these questions for us, Joey Jackson, criminal defense attorney and CNN legal analyst. Joey, just to remind everybody, allegations is not a conviction, and Diddy is presumed innocent until proven guilty. But the big question here is it legal for the prosecutors to seize personal notes from a pre-trial detainee, even if a filter team has gone through them and taken out anything privileged? And also explain what a filter team is first, if you could.
One former associate testified that Diddy's threats weren't empty words. They were backed by calculated actions. "You didn't just leave Diddy's circle, you escaped it," the source claimed. The prosecution has presented evidence suggesting that Diddy targeted business rivals and even former friends, all in the name of maintaining his grip on power. These actions, if true, represent a pattern of control achieved through fear and violence. These allegations don't just tarnish Diddy's public image, they call into question the lengths to which power can corrupt. As the trial unfolds, the public is left to grapple with an unsettling question. Are the allegations of Diddy orchestrating violent acts credible? And what do they reveal about the darker side of his empire? Threats and intimidation. Diddy's weapon of fear. For years, stories have circulated about Diddy's alleged use of threats and intimidation to maintain control over his empire. Victims, rivals, and even close associates have come forward with accounts of being threatened with physical harm or career destruction. These tactics, they claim, were a central part of how Diddy operated behind the scenes. One victim described how Diddy's enforcers followed her for weeks, sending subtle yet terrifying messages that made her feel unsafe. Industry insiders have also shared stories of being blacklisted or receiving anonymous warnings after attempting to expose his behavior. "He made sure you understood that stepping out of line wasn't an option," said one former colleague.
You know why Puff's parties are so cool, man? Because you can't get into the party. It doesn't matter what the is going on in the party. Nothing cool is going on in the party. It's a party. But you can't, for some reason, at his party, you can't get into his party. So now what do you want to do? Get into that man's party and see what the all the hubbub's about. So right now, I have a do not enter sign on Machine Gun Kelly, man.
These stories reveal how fear can be wielded as a powerful weapon, silencing dissent and ensuring loyalty. As more accounts of intimidation come to light, it becomes clear that Diddy's alleged tactics weren't just about control, they were about creating an atmosphere where speaking out felt impossible. The question now is, how have Diddy's alleged threats shaped the lives of those who dared to stand against him? And what will it take to break the silence? The Steve Harvey connection. Allegations of collaboration. One of the most unexpected twists in Diddy's saga is the alleged involvement of Steve Harvey. Once known as America's comedic darling, Harvey now finds himself implicated in claims that he helped cover up Diddy's scandals. UJ Knight has alleged that Harvey acted as a behind-the-scenes fixer, assisting Diddy in managing damaging narratives and ensuring certain stories never saw the light of day.
It appears that Steve Harvey may have fallen victim to Diddy's alleged manipulative tactics. Cat Williams has been spilling the tea for quite some time, revealing the depth of Diddy's influence over Harvey. According to Cat's eye-opening claims, the author of a well-known relationship guide reportedly sold her own stepdaughter to Diddy for money. The story goes that during the 1990s and early 2000s, Harvey frequented Diddy's extravagant parties, where it is believed the music mogul recorded him. This tape has supposedly been a tool for control over Harvey for years.
These allegations point to a troubling dynamic where industry alliances were used to protect Diddy's public image. Insiders claim that Harvey's public support for Diddy, often seen in interviews and shared appearances, was part of a larger strategy to deflect scrutiny. Steve was more than a friend. He was part of the machine, an insider alleged, further connecting Harvey to Diddy's alleged web of influence. For fans, these claims have been deeply unsettling, tarnishing the carefully crafted image of Harvey as a wholesome, trustworthy figure. The big question remains: what role did Steve Harvey allegedly play in enabling Diddy's behavior, and how might this affect his legacy? The Prince Harry allegation. Diddy's global influence. Diddy's influence, it seems, extended far beyond the entertainment industry. Recent allegations suggest that he attempted to bribe or intimidate global figures, including Prince Harry. These claims highlight how Diddy allegedly used his wealth and connections to protect his image, even in international circles.
Prince Harry's name has been mentioned in court documents related to allegations Sean Diddy Combs abused multiple people. A $30 million lawsuit brought by record producer Rodney Jones claims Diddy's affiliation with high-profile people such as Prince Harry gave his actions legitimacy. The American hip-hop mogul's homes have been raided by authorities in relation to the allegations. Mr. Jones' lawyers argued guests attend sex trafficking parties because of his access to high-level celebrities. There is no suggestion, though, Prince Harry was involved in any of Sean Combs' alleged wrongdoing.
Rumors of financial dealings and personal relationships with influential figures have added a global dimension to the case. Some speculate that Diddy leveraged these connections to gain favor and suppress damaging information. This isn't just about Hollywood. It's about how power operates on a global scale, said a legal analyst. If these allegations hold water, they could have far-reaching consequences for Diddy's reputation and his ability to operate in elite circles. The question on everyone's mind is, did Diddy's influence truly extend to global figures like Prince Harry? And what does this say about the breadth of his power? Witness tampering. Obstruction of justice.
There's really no deal that the U.S. Attorney's Office can offer, and it's certainly not one that Diddy will accept. It would involve decades in federal prison. We're talking about mandatory minimum sentences of 10 years for both the drug charges and trafficking. So we know that Diddy has fought charges before. There were state charges, there were gun-related, the nightclub shooting with J-Lo, but he's going to dig in his heels, and this case is going to trial. So if you're prosecutors, you really want to make sure that your evidence is bulletproof before you go down that route.
The accusations of witness tampering in Diddy's case strike at the very foundation of the justice system. Prosecutors allege that Diddy orchestrated secret communications with witnesses, using coded messages and unauthorized phone calls to influence their testimonies. These actions, they argue, represent a blatant attempt to obstruct justice. Reports suggest that Diddy offered bribes to key witnesses, ensuring their silence or cooperation. The judge has made it clear that such actions, if proven, will carry severe consequences. This isn't just interference. It's a direct attack on the integrity of the legal process, the judge remarked during a recent hearing. As the prosecution builds its case, these allegations raise serious concerns about how wealth and power can be used to undermine accountability. Viewers are left asking, how has Diddy's alleged tampering affected the trial, and what new charges could he face as a result? The infamous parties. Exploitation. Disguised as luxury, Diddy's extravagant parties have long been a symbol of his larger-than-life persona. But allegations suggest these events harbored a much darker reality. Testimonies from attendees like Cassie and Aubrey O'Day describe these gatherings as hubs of exploitation, where coercion and abuse were hidden behind the veneer of luxury.
So tell me about your birthday party. Am I invited?
Yes. Yes, you're definitely invited. I invite you to all my parties. You just haven't seen me show up.
No, well, is it on the East Coast?
Yes.
Well, that's why. Why don't you have one here on the West Coast? Because I work all the time.
Okay, well, maybe I have one at your house.
Where's that? Now, what time would your party start, let's say?
Like 9:30.
Really? That early?
Yeah.
I could make that.
Yeah.
But I think of you of starting a party at like midnight. Like, what time will it go till?
That's a different type of party, though.
Uh-huh.
No, it'll go from like 9:30 to like maybe 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And then, we have the top 2 floors of the hotel.
Mm-hmm. And then it will carry on there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then the after party.
Mm-hmm. No, I know about them.
Claims include incidents of underage participants being forced into compromising situations and victims being silenced through NDAs. Rising stars like Justin Bieber were reportedly present at some of these events, raising questions about who else may have witnessed or experienced exploitation. These parties weren't just about networking, they were about control, one attendee stated. As these allegations come to light, they challenge the public's perception of Diddy's lifestyle. The pressing question is, were Diddy's infamous parties a cover for systemic abuse, and how many lives were affected by what happened behind closed doors? The Cassie and Lori Harvey allegations, a pattern of control. Cassie's explosive lawsuit against Diddy detailed years of alleged abuse, manipulation, and coercion. Meanwhile, rumors surrounding Lori Harvey suggest she may have been pushed into a relationship with the mogul, allegedly facilitated by her father, Steve Harvey. Together, these stories reveal a troubling pattern of Diddy allegedly exploiting vulnerable individuals.
Happy birthday! And do you fight back when he says you know?
I do have a slick mouth. And it's okay. But
yeah, no, she talks slick a lot. She talks
we work together well. And I don't know. I guess the music will just have to speak for itself when people hear it. I'm really excited for it because I've been working on it for a long time.
She has great instincts. There's a lot of things that people that's all people can see. They can't really see past that. And I think that's one of the things that's going to rock people to sleep this year on her. She has that special thing, you know. Album's Electro Love, and it'll be coming out probably end of the year, top of the year, but we're going to make sure we set it up right. We're going to really do some unique strategic things with her, you know?
Now, so many things get written about you in the press, but I've always wanted to know, what is the biggest misconception about who Lori Harvey is?
It's so funny because I'm so quiet.
Yeah.
There's been so many stories that have been made up about me. I've heard I've dated a father and son before.
Not true?
Absolutely not true.
Cassie's claims include being forced into dangerous situations and enduring constant intimidation. Lori's story, while less detailed, has raised suspicions about how power dynamics and external pressures may have played a role in her relationship with Diddy. These aren't isolated incidents. They're part of a larger pattern, said one observer. These accounts raise important questions about how celebrity culture enables such behavior. The public is left asking, do Cassie and Lori Harvey's stories expose a broader system of control in Diddy's world, and who else might be affected? The bigger picture. Diddy's crimes and the culture of accountability. Diddy's trial is more than just a legal proceeding. It's a moment of reckoning for the entertainment industry. The judge's bold statements and the mounting allegations against Diddy have highlighted systemic issues, from celebrity privilege to the culture of silence that has allowed abuses to persist.
The day will come when we will name names other than Sean Combs, and there's a lot of names. It's a long list already. And of course, I already know who some of these individuals are, but because of the nature of this case, we're going to make damn sure that we're right before we do that. But the names that we're going to name, assuming that our investigators confirm and corroborate what we've been told, are names that will shock you.
Diddy is accused of creating a criminal enterprise which engaged in trafficking, racketeering, kidnapping, bribery, and forced labor. His lawyers say he'll fight the charges, but after the testimony you're about to hear, you'll be staggered he avoided the attention of law enforcement for so long. I'll speak to a lawyer, a whistleblower, and an insider for an uncensored insight into the showbiz scandal of a generation. And Jaguar, I'm going to start with you. You've been called a whistleblower. You knew Sean Diddy Combs for a long time.
As more victims come forward and the case gains momentum, the impact is being felt far beyond the courtroom. Public pressure is growing for systemic change, with many calling for greater accountability in Hollywood. This isn't just about Diddy. It's about breaking the cycle of impunity, one advocate said. The question now is, will Diddy's trial spark a broader shift in how powerful figures are held accountable, and what does this mean for the future of the entertainment industry? And there you have it, the chilling revelations and shocking accusations that the judge exposed during Diddy's hearing. We've gone through everything: the alleged bribery, the attempts to intimidate witnesses, the dark underbelly of those infamous parties, and the power dynamics that have shielded these secrets for so long. This case isn't just about Diddy. It's a wake-up call for the entire entertainment industry. It's a reminder that no one is above the law, no matter how powerful they are. The courage of those who have spoken out is shining a light on a culture that has too often silenced victims and protected the powerful. But the story doesn't end here. The trial is still unfolding, and as more details emerge, the stakes will only get higher. Will this case finally bring justice? Or will the system fail once again to hold the powerful accountable? We'll be here, breaking it all down and keeping you updated on every twist and turn. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us uncover and share stories like these. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think this case will lead to real change? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.